Welcome to the Golf Report podcast. Today I'm joined by Kim Moore, the head women's golf coach at Western Michigan. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you, Gavin?
Good. Thank you for your time. The college season's beginning very soon. Your team begins on September 1st. So you've been a college coach now for a few years, at Central Michigan since 2020. So, with an upcoming season, do you always get excited, when a new season is about to begin in a couple weeks?
Oh yeah, we're always excited. I'm ready for the girls to come back. They actually come back tomorrow, so we'll be getting started a little bit before school starts. And yeah, I'm just excited to have them. I think we'll do pretty well this year. We kind of have a younger team,
Mhm.
but I think we have some great returners coming back, and I'm excited for our schedule. I think we're going to have some really good opportunities and really good experiences. So I'm super excited about what the season holds. And at the beginning of the year, you're always anxious and ready to go. So I'm kind of at that point. But yeah, we'll get started very soon.
Nice. So your team begins, September 1st at Central Michigan's tournament. So what do you see for your team as they begin September 1st? And, what are you looking forward to most of the season?
Yeah, so we'll be up at Agamine Resort up in Quaden, Michigan for the Agamine Invitational. And we've played that course a few times now. So it's always a great venue. It's a great tournament to start the year off. And I'm just excited to get going. I'm looking for, our players to start off strong. That's always the goal, coming off the summer. Hopefully they've been working hard, and I know they've been playing in summer events, and hopefully that translates to the start of the season. But yeah, I know with a younger team we might have a different roster than we did last year, and so just looking to put forward our top five players first and foremost, and start off strong. Hopefully that's the goal.
Yeah, nice. So you mentioned you have a younger team. Last year you had Mega, who shot the second lowest round in program history, and now this year, you have a younger team. So just tell me a little bit about your team and how they look going into the upcoming season.
Yeah, so we have Mega coming back. She'll
Mhm.
be a junior this year. She'll be one of our leaders of the program, and
Mhm.
we have Jenna Hayes, another junior coming back who's played a lot of golf for us. And then we have a couple sophomores coming up, and a couple new freshmen I think are gonna really contribute right away. We have a couple seniors on the team as well. One's going to be injured in Allie Barth. She's coming off a wrist injury of the summer, so hopefully we'll have her back towards the end of the fall and definitely in the spring for sure. But yeah, I mean, I think we'll have, like I said, a younger team for sure, but we have some great leaders on this team, and I'm looking forward to seeing how some of them are going to step up and really guide the younger players on our team, and hopefully lead them to the way our culture is. And I'm just excited to see how the season goes.
Mhm. Well, that's great that you get to have, your leader Mega return, given she made program history in February. So that'll be great for your team. Also history for your team. In March at Butler's, Spring Invitational, your team got its first win since 2019. So I believe your first win as, head coach at Western Michigan. So just, what was it like for your team to get the win in March?
Oh, I mean, any win is very I mean it's icing on the cake. And so it's tough to win in college golf. And so
Yeah.
whenever you can do that, we are very proud of that. And it was a great week. We were there a little bit earlier because it was during our spring break. And so we were able to get a few rounds in prior, and I think that really helped contribute to their readiness for the event. So I'm super excited that we're going to actually be back this year to try to defend our title. And so, but yeah, no, just having that first victory under my belt here at Western was a great start. And that's the goal every year, is to continue to get better and better. And winning tournaments is the expectation, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
Nice. So two tournaments, looking to this upcoming season that I wanted to talk about. October 7th and 8th. You host the Bronco Fall Classic at Moore's Golf Club. So tell me about, hosting that, and then also in February. You host a tournament in Rio Verde, Arizona. So tell me about, hosting in October at Morris Golf Club, and then tell me, how does a team, from Western Michigan, how did they how did you end up, hosting a tournament, in Rio Verde, Arizona? That's very interesting. And the team
Yeah,
from,
so
Western Michigan is hosting a tournament in,
sure.
Arizona.
Sure, yeah. So we're hosting our first Bronco Fall Classic at our home course at the Moors. We haven't hosted an event in the fall,
Okay.
and it's a great venue. It's our home course. It's a challenge. It's always in great shape that time of year, just weather depending, I guess. But it's
Yeah.
our first time hosting in the fall, and we've hosted at the Moors. Before. We just haven't hosted in a while, and so this is
Okay.
my first time kind of bringing this tournament back. We'll have right now. It looks like we'll have about 10 teams coming in, and
Mm,
a really good competitive start for the event. Hopefully, we continue to grow just like we had the Rio Verde event. Yeah, it's definitely unique to host a tournament in the spring out in Arizona, but
mhm.
it's actually a tournament we've been hosting since, oh, it's probably been 99, 2000.
Okay.
Um, so it started back when this program first started with Cindy Trout. And she had some great connections out at Rio Verde, Arizona, and we've been hosting it ever since. And it's probably one of the top tournaments that I know our team looks forward to every year. And I feel one of the top tournaments in the nation that time of
Mm,
year. We get a full field of 20 teams that come out to Rio Verde, and the community hosts our tournament. And it's such a wonderful event with, the support we get. And so, it's we're looking forward to another Rio Verde, and it's just a great way to start off our week or our spring season,
mhm.
where I can bring out the entire team and we can get some rounds in to begin the season. And, just a great way to start to hopefully, prepare us for the end of the spring.
Yeah, that's great. Spring season's obviously Michigan. I'm sure winters are pretty tough there playing golf. So getting to go to San Diego, I see, and Arizona, and going back to Butler's tournament, I'm sure it'll be great for your team to get to play during, the winter.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Mhm.
important for us to be able to do a little traveling at the beginning of the
Mhm.
spring because, like
Yeah.
you said, trying to get golf in up in Michigan during
Mhm.
January, February is pretty difficult. March can be
Yeah.
difficult too. We're super excited about the Jeff and Stephanie Bergeron Golf Performance Center that we're gonna um, open here very soon this year, and so that'll really help us with our training and during the winter for sure. But it never beats going out and playing when you can. So being able to travel a little bit is definitely important for us, and we're excited about that schedule, and we should have some great experiences and great opportunities early on in the spring.
Nice. Yeah, getting new practice facilities to train the winter, that's probably pretty exciting. That'll be great.
Yeah, one point
Mhm.
five million dollar
Oh,
donation, and being able to get a golf performance indoor center that's going to be one of the top in the MAC is going to be huge for
mhm.
us, helping with just our preparation and being able to get ready for the spring season in a way that we really haven't been able to in the
Mhm.
past. So definitely excited
Yeah.
about it, and I know our girls are too, so we can't wait to get that open and ready to go. And hopefully it'll be ready by the end of this fall. And it's supposed to. So hopefully we'll get in there and um, get some great practice in.
Nice. So Coach Moore, you've been, the head coach at Western Michigan since, November 2020. And you also coached at St. Mary's College in Indiana. So, first off, what drew you to become a college coach? How was your time at St. Mary's? And, how has your time at Western Michigan been since, November 2020, where you've seen your team make steady improvements? I'm sure that's, exciting. So just tell me, you know, well, what drew you to become a college coach? How has your, coaching career been so far?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I graduated in 2003 from the University of Indianapolis, and
Hmm.
I played professional golf a little bit right out of college, and I was able to kind of help kind of assistant coach for at the time IPFW in Fort Wayne. I was their men's and women's assistant coach and helped them kind of right out of college. And so that's kind of where I got really the coaching bug and started a little bit into coaching and kind of seeing what that's like in the college ranks. I mean, obviously I played college, so I kind of knew what, to expect at the college level, but getting some experience in coaching was definitely something that I didn't necessarily expect right out of college, but something I really enjoyed. And so, once I stopped playing as competitively, and getting into the PGA of America, I knew I wanted to kind of get back into coaching eventually. And so that's when I started my first coaching position in 2012, 2013 at St. Mary's College in South Bend. And it was a great experience there. Leading those girls to numerous conference championships and NCAA appearances, and so that was definitely a great experience and great coaching experience that I received there. And when I received the position at Western Michigan in 2020, I was, you know, new to head coaching at the Division I level, and it was definitely a different environment, different experience for sure, but something that I knew I could handle. And me being a very competitive person, I wanted to have just as much success at Western as I did at St. Mary's. And so year by year we're definitely making progress, and that's the goal. And um, it takes a little time, I think, and you know, uh, just trying to build the culture that I'm trying to create and bring in the players that I know will fit that. And so, I'm just excited to see where it goes. And I'm really enjoying being at Western Michigan. It's a great place to be, and we definitely have some great opportunities here, and we have great opportunities to continue to get better. And so, that's what I'm looking forward to. But yeah, I mean, being a college golf coach is definitely I always say I'm living the dream. So the job I have is definitely doesn't necessarily feel like a job all the time. So I'm just excited to be here and blessed for this opportunity.
Nice. So next I wanted to talk about, the U.S. Adaptive Open. It was announced by the USGA in December 2021. You've played in all three, U.S. Adaptive Opens. So, what was it like, for you when you heard that the USGA was announcing, the U.S. Adaptive Open, in December 2021? The first one was in 2022. Obviously, you won the inaugural Adaptive Open in 2022. So just what was it like when, the USGA announced the U.S. Adaptive Open, and what was it like, when you won the inaugural U.S. Adaptive Open in 2022?
I mean, I started playing some adaptive golf right out of college. That was the first I've ever experienced any sort of adaptive golf. I was born without a right foot,
Yeah.
and numerous other surgeries with some spina bifida and a severe club left foot. So some birth defects that, obviously I had to adapt and grow as I got older. But in 2003 was when I was introduced to any sort of adaptive golf. And after that, I've just been a part of the community, and the competition and the fellowship that we have in the adaptive golf community is something that I cherish and I love. And so I've played in adaptive events all across the world since then. And when the USGA announced that they were going to host a US Adaptive Open, to kind of bring together the adaptive golf community and make it a major championship and a USGA championship, I was super excited about it. Just like all the other adaptive players that I know that we're just super excited to have something like that. And when we went to the first one at Pinehurst, it was just being able to play at Pinehurst was a great experience. But a USGA event at Pinehurst was something I'll never forget. Being the first inaugural event, it was just like any USGA event would be. The prestigiousness of the event and the competition and the level of the event was something really I've never experienced, because this was my first USGA event I've played in. And so having that opportunity to have that and experience was something that I'll truly cherish. But topping it off and winning it the first year being the only amputee so far to win, um, is is definitely one of the top highlights of my career. Being in the USGA Hall of Champions, right next to the names of Tiger Woods and Arnold Palmer and Annika Sorenstam and all the greats. It's an honor, and I'm very humbled to be there. And it's a goal of mine to win again. You
Mhm.
win once, you want to win again, and so I've been close the last 2 years, and my goal is to continue to do that, and hopefully, next year I'll have another opportunity, and hopefully I'll play well, and but just the experience and the prestigiousness and the accommodations that the USGA just puts together for this event is one that's top of the nation, top of the world. And through the USGA Adaptive Open, it's opened up doors and opportunities across the world for other major adaptive championships and tours. And
Mhm.
it's only grown since then. And I'm super excited to see what it's going to be like in the next 5 to 10 years. And the growth of the game for the adaptive golf community is only going to get bigger. So um, I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, it's great. You know what the USJ has done, with this tournament to, showcase some of the world's best golfers and with disabilities. And, it's great now, like you said, you get to call yourself a USGA champion, alongside some of the best, in the world who have ever won USGA
Yeah.
championships. That's
And if you ever
really,
get
really
if
special.
you ever get a chance to go out and watch it,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
very inspirational. And
Mhm.
I think anybody would enjoy seeing what they would see. So
Mhm.
hopefully, it'll continue to just grow awareness, and
Yeah.
people will be able to see more the inspirational stories and the people
Yeah.
behind, the tournament. So
Yeah. And about the inspirational stories, what's it like for you to, play in the Adaptive Open, each year, the past 3 years, and, you get to hear amazing stories. Like we'll take, for example, this year's champion, Bailey Bish. She started playing golf, after being diagnosed with, dystonia and POTS. So, she was, diagnosed with, these two things. But she found, golf through it and she started playing it. And now herself, she is a USGA champion. So just for you, what's it like to get to play alongside these amazing players, with amazing stories, what they've been going through in life.
yeah, I mean, it's
Mhm.
like a big family. You see a lot of your players and fellow competitors that you've played with before,
Mhm.
but then there's always some new ones that come in, and
Yeah,
it gets even more competitive every single year, and just the different types of disabilities that are
yeah,
showcased at that event. And I've obviously been an amputee all my life, and so it's something
mhm,
I've always dealt with. But seeing and hearing some of the stories behind some of the players, it's just amazing, what they've overcome to be at that level. I mean, golf is hard, and being able to golf at the level that a lot of them do is just amazing. And the adaptations that they've had to make and the challenges they've had to overcome. It just inspires me, and that's another reason why I continue to play. And trying to push the needle forward, and hopefully inspire somebody else that might be watching to come out and play. And it definitely has grown, and it's going to continue to grow. But it's just always a fun event every single year, and it's so enjoyable, and that's why I keep coming back.
yeah, it's really amazing. So next I wanted to talk about, the Kim Moore Spirit Award, which is, named after you, in your name. So, what does it mean to, have this award, named after you, and to have the award given, each year to, incredible coaches and players in college golf that have gone through so much in their lives. Because like, preparing for this interview and just, generally I've been, reading about all these stories of award recipients of the Kim Moore Spirit Award. And some of them are really incredible things that they've gone through in their lives that I can't even imagine. So just, what does this award mean to you to be, given in your name? And just what is it like to give this award to so many incredible, coaches and players who've gone through a lot in their lives?
Yeah, I mean, having the Kim Moore Spirit Award in my name is probably one of the biggest golfing accomplishments I have in my career.
Sure.
It's every year I'm so honored and humbled to be able to give that award out to somebody, and in Division One, two, three, NAIA.
Hmm.
I can't believe that it's grown that much, and having my name behind it is just a really, really cool experience. I mean, not a lot of people have that opportunity to have an award named after them on a national level. And so, every time we announce the winners each year, I'm just in awe of the stories. And I'm just again, like I always say humbled because that's how I feel. I mean, I don't necessarily feel like I'm super deserving, but it's just, it's something that I cherish, and I'm just very proud of every year. And so being able to award that to an individual every single year, or a few individuals every single year, and hear the excitement in their voice or see a smile on their face, um, is again super rewarding. And so I hope that this award continues to go on year after year, and I think it will, because there's always so many amazing people that are playing this sport, and that are deserving. And so it's really cool to be able to recognize those people each and every year. But um, just having the award named after me is something that I will always consider one of the biggest achievements I've ever had. So very, very proud of it.
Well, this award is, definitely very amazing, and Coach, you're very deserving of having this award, given in your name. So,
Thank you.
yeah. So let's talk about your start in, golf. Tell me about, how you got started playing golf. And I see, growing up, you also played basketball. So also tell me about, playing basketball growing up in your, basketball career.
Yeah, so I mean, I grew up in Indiana. I'm from Fort Wayne,
Hmm.
Indiana, and obviously being a Hoosier, you kind of introduced to basketball right away. I mean, I had 6'9" dad and a 6'8" brother who both played basketball growing up, and I'm a very competitive person. I enjoy all different sports, and so having a disability growing up, I never really kind of let it hinder me in trying different things, and so. Basketball was definitely a love of mine when I was growing up. It was a sport that I really worked hard at and wanted to pursue. And I'm not the fastest runner in the world, so as I grew into high school and into college, I wanted to play something I was going to be a little more competitive in. And so, going into high school is when I started to play golf or try golf. I kind of started when I was 15, and the summer right before my freshman year, kind of going into high school, is when I um, tried to kind of get introduced to the game and get some lessons, and kind of compete a little bit more so I could hopefully make the team when I was a freshman, and barely made the team my freshman year in high school. I was the last one selected for the reserve team because where I went to high school at Bishop Dwenger High School, it was a very competitive golf program, and so there were tryouts, and so I had to try out just like everybody else. But was able to make the JV team my freshman year, and so just kind of took off from there. And again, me being competitive and wanting to excel and do the best I can in anything I do, I just continued to practice and work at it and play in different tournaments throughout the summers and work at a golf course so I could play more. And um, that's kind of what I did throughout high school, and then was able to earn a scholarship to play golf at the collegiate level at the University of Indianapolis, which is a Division II school, and was able to play golf there for 4 years. And that's where I kind of really started to get a lot better in the game
Hmm.
of golf. I was playing tournaments and winning tournaments at the collegiate level, and getting better. And it wasn't necessarily my intention to play any professional golf right out of school. I went to school to be a doctor. That was my goal. I was going to go to med school and
Okay.
help people like myself. And so, but I was playing some pretty good golf right out of towards the end of my college career, and so didn't want to necessarily stop. And that's what kind of led me down this path of teaching and coaching and playing. And so, life kind of throws curveball sometimes, and if there's an open door, you take it. And I couldn't be more happier with where I'm at. But that wasn't necessarily the route that I planned. But golf has been a sport that and a passion that has taken me across this world and has seen so many different things and met so many different people. So, I'm just blessed to be able to play a sport like golf. And, I just continue and hopefully, um, share my experiences with others and, and bring more players into this game, because it's given me so much. So.
So you mentioned, yeah, you played at University of Indianapolis, and you're from Indiana. So, how was your time playing college golf at University of Indianapolis? And being from Indiana, how special was it to play in your home state for college?
I mean, it was something that I didn't really want to go super far away from home. So
Yeah.
I knew, and I didn't have tons of opportunities either. Coming right out of high school, I wasn't the greatest golfer in the world. And, I didn't have tons of opportunities to play, and being able to get a scholarship was something I was really searching for. So that was a great opportunity at UIndy. And so, but I mean, going there was one of the best experiences of my life. And like I said, is kind of what got me to the level of golf that I'm at today. And so, I mean, obviously I'm a college golf coach now, but I always recommend to anybody who has the opportunity to play a college sport to do it, because it's some of the best memories and some of the best experiences you'll ever have. And it's right up there for me. So I wouldn't trade it for the world. And UIndy was a great place, and it was a great program and a great team. And it was fun to be a part of.
Nice. So you mentioned before, but you were born without your right foot, and you had a clubbed left foot. So I'm interested to know, how were you able to come, all these things to become, so successful in golf? Like now you're a USGA champion, you're a Division I coach. So, how were you able to overcome, being born without your right foot and having a clubbed left foot, things that a lot of people don't, have to overcome? Just how were you able to overcome this and, have success in golf?
I mean, it was something I was born with. So, I
Yeah.
mean, it was something I've always dealt with. I'm the type of person that is gonna work hard. And, growing up, I was never held back by my family or my parents or my brothers and sister or my brother and sister. And so, they always treated me just like anybody else, and would always push me to do whatever I wanted to do, and would support me. And so, I think that support was huge in my life. And I just tried to not let my disabilities hold me back for the things that I wanted to do. I mean, it's kind of an attitude. It's kind of a choice. And so, I chose to do the things I wanted to do, and I did it the way I needed to do. And so, in life you adapt, and that's what I did. And so, I wanted to play sports, and I was a sports oriented person, and I like to watch sports, and I like to do them. And so, that's something I wanted to do. And again, I was never held back, and I was always supported by my family. And so, I would always give it my best shot. And, I had some great coaching growing up, and um, I was coached by Gary Gann, who's a professional out of Fort Wayne. And he, again, never held me back, and really helped me develop a golf swing that would work for what I needed, and the adaptations I needed. And so that's the great thing about this game, is you can still succeed without maybe the most traditional golf swing. And so, I was able to develop a golf swing and a golf game that suited my needs and suited my disability. And so, it was just a matter of will and a matter of want. But that's kind of who I am. I don't really let anything stop me from what I want to do, and I figure out a way to do it if it's a challenge. But it's just part of who I am, and it's part of, maybe why I'm where I'm at today. But um, it's just how I was brought up, and that's kind of how I think anybody is. But you have the choice to do to not do something or do something, and I chose to do what I wanted to do. So um,
It's, yeah,
yeah.
for myself, when I was 14, I was diagnosed, with minor autism. So just, for myself to hear your story of overcoming your disability, it's really inspiring. So, it's really great. So coach, my final question is, what do you enjoy most about getting to be a college coach? And especially, getting to coach at Western Michigan, what do you enjoy most about that?
I just enjoy the mentorship
Mhm.
that I get to do, mentoring these young ladies into life, and obviously golf is a game that they can play the rest of their life, and helping them develop their skills to be competitive or to utilize when they are out of college. But I've been given so much from this sport, and being able to be a coach and give back in that way is something that I really have a passion for. And so the experiences I've had as a college golf coach, Division I, Division III, playing at the Division II level, playing professionally, um, all that kind of encapsulates my story, and I really like to share that story and any way I can, and coaching is definitely a way to be able to do that. And so I love helping these girls out in any way possible, and and then I get to be a little more competitive as a coach too. I get to still be in that realm, and that's why I love being where I'm at today. And um, being at Western's a great place, and the support we have here is huge. And I'm just excited to continue to grow the program to the best that we can, and that's my goal.